Hi there. Hope you guys are doing really, really well. My name is Brian. I am your queer psychic bestie, and I have a reading for you guys today. So, this is going to be an all signs reading. Just if you found it, it may resonate with you. As always, take what resonates, leave what does not. I always set the intention of whoever needs to hear it, connect me with their energy, and we'll just see where we go. Um, so that's the vibe for these kind of readings, okay? If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you could do that through email or form submission on my website. But let's see what's going on with you guys today. We are just doing 6 cards across. We clarify by twos. If you've seen any of my videos, you know what to kind of expect here. So let's get into it, guys. Bottom of the deck is your challenge. We've got the Queen of Pentacles, we've got the Eight of Pentacles, and we've got the Chariot. Okay, this is feeling like with all the Pentacles and the challenge, this could be career-based for a lot of you. It feels like a lot of you are trying to sort of like build an empire right now, is almost what I want to say here. When we talk about the Queen of Pentacles, it can be a mom card. It is often read as a mom card for me, but in this specific scenario, it almost feels like when we talk about Queen of Pentacles, she is the highest pentacle card outside of the King of Pentacles, right? They're equals here. They're the I always think managerial work. I always think business owner. The King and the Queen of Pentacles are the highest pentacle cards you're going to get here. So, especially with the Queen of Pentacles, in the background of the card, she's sort of taking care of her garden, raising all the animals. She's the nurturer, which is also why she's kind of the mom card, right? Because she is that nurturing maternal energy. But it feels like for a lot of you with that Eight of Pentacles here and the Chariot, you're working on some sort of victory in the workplace here. You're working on some sort of like, Chariot is literally a card of victory, accomplishments, and Eight of Pentacles is working really hard, okay? It's like pen to paper, like I'm going. All right, so let's dive in. Let's talk about it, see what's going on. We've got the Tower and the Two of Swords. For a lot of you, there seems to be, okay, this is going to be really specific. Please only take this if this resonates. Some of you have lost your jobs recently, is what I'm hearing. Either you've quit or you've been let go. There was some form of shakeup here for you guys, for some of you. For others of you, I feel like it's more so the realization that you're ready to go. Okay, so obviously not everyone here has lost their job, but some of you have not. But the commonality here is that between the two is you're both kind of realizing you weren't where you were meant to be in the first place. You know, let me see. Can I get one more, please? We've got the Six of Wands, the Page of Cups, and the Ten of Swords. Yeah, I feel like for some of you, you didn't really see this coming. You know, I feel like with the Page of Cups here and that Six of Wands, for a lot of you here, you may have like, it's a weird one. You may be friends with higher ups in your job, or maybe you were friends with people in the company, but there's this feeling of like this coming out of very much nowhere, like being like, oh, like I did not expect this to happen, which would explain why the Tower is here, right? Because the Tower is that shakeup. But I feel like with the Ten of Swords, you are also kind of like fed up at this point, is what I'm hearing. Four of Swords, you've probably taken a step back from caring so much about this. Or at least the work, like caring about the work, because it feels like the way I'm hearing it is like you were at the ledge, but you needed a push. And I feel like this is that push for you. Yeah, the Devil. For a lot of you, this was like a very not friendly, kind of toxic workplace energy. Yeah, Four of Cups. And like I said, Four of Cups is apathy. It's not really caring. This is probably people that saw you as just a number. You know, this is a very strong energy of like, my guy just showing me a meme right now, which I think is really funny. I don't know if y'all have ever seen this meme, but it's like, it's making fun of sort of like, oh, we're a family here. It's like, oh, we're a family here. And then they put you through like the most rigorous, traumatic experience for the next 6 months. For a lot of you, you could have had been in a place like that where everyone was like, oh, like we're like a tight knit family here. And I feel like a lot of you were like, are you sure about that? It's very like undercover. It's giving like undercover narcissism, if I'm being honest here. You know, in this energy, it feels like a lot of you didn't want to see it, but now you're being really forced to see it, you know? It's almost like, yeah, Two of Wands. Like, I went to the eye doctor recently, and you know, when they kind of like you have to like force the puff of air into your eyes. Like, it's like one of those moments where you're like, okay, I'm being forced to really look at this. And there's always like that, oh, I don't want to. Like, it's that shock value. It feels like for a lot of you, yeah, Two of Wands here. I'm going to be really honest here. I feel like the universe sort of threw you down a flight of stairs. Okay, babe. I tell my clients and my collectives all the time, when we see a tower, it's either we tossed ourselves down a flight of stairs or the universe threw us. And for this collective, I feel like the universe threw you a little bit because I don't feel like you were catching the hint that this is like not where you were meant to be, right? I feel like for a lot of you, there was a lot of hesitation here to move on. There was a lot of like this, is this the right move? Am I moving at the right pace? Like, is this what I should be doing? And I feel like the universe is like, okay, if you're not going to do it, I'm going to do it for you. Very brutal place to be right now, of course, of course. But with the Fool and the Two of Wands in the reverse, I also feel like this does kind of free you guys a little bit here. I feel like it frees you up to take a leap of faith, to go for what you want, to work on an endeavor that you actually view as worth it. Two of Wands in the reverse is like not waiting anymore, and the Fool is a leap of faith, trying something new. I feel like for a lot of you, you are coming out of, okay, that's interesting. My guide just said to me, the dark night of the soul. Some of you could be coming out of a dark night of the soul, a really big realization, not just about career, about everything. Dark nights of the soul are never just solely about career. They're always going to be about everything, our authenticity, our world, our life. I can't believe I said our world, and the world came out. I can't make it up, babe. Okay, it's like your whole world is changing here. Four of Swords, Three of Swords. But I am going to ask you to please feel the heartbreak. Okay, this is not one of those moments. I feel like some of you guys are used to kind of working through pain, is how I'm picking this up. It's like, oh, let's say you're an athlete and you're like, oh, I sprained my ankle, but I'm gonna keep running anyway. It's like when you work through the pain, you cause further, more severe injury for yourself. And this is emotional too. If you have emotional scarring, emotional traumas, emotional upheaval going on, and you just push through it, it gets worse over time. Okay, so it feels like for a lot of you, your guides want you to take a step back and actually feel, I know this is very melodramatic sounding, but the devastation. You need to feel, for a lot of you, there's like a betrayal here as well. It's like because you didn't see it coming, I feel like you feel betrayed, you feel upset about it, and you need to feel that. You can't just bypass it. Okay, this is not spiritual bypassing 101. We are not playing that game. If we want to heal and we want to upgrade and we want to live a more authentic, beautiful life, we have to feel it. Okay, you can't just not feel it. Yeah, Page of Pentacles. Like I said, for a lot of you, this is work. For a lot of you, the catalyst was work. Page of Pentacles and Judgment. I really feel like a lot of you knew in the depths of your soul here, you were aware that wherever you were was dramatically taking from you. It was not enriching, it was not good for you, and it took a lot of energy from you. And I feel like with this Page of Pentacles and Judgment, a lot of you, I know I'm going to slam you a little bit. I'm sorry, but part of the lesson here is that you need to take action when you have feelings. Okay, when you have a gut feeling, when you have an intuitive feeling, you need to take action about it. You can't just ignore it. A lot of you ignored it, and that's why you kind of got pushed down a couple of flights of stairs right now, babe, okay? And I know it hurts, and I know it's not pleasant, but this is a really big learning experience for you. How to trust yourself, how to trust your gut. Yeah, Five of Cups, like how to not make decisions based on past traumas and how to make decisions on current realities, okay, and current feelings. A lot of you were looking at the past here and making your choices and your decisions about things that had happened to you, or making your decisions about things that are current from stuff from the past here, okay? Obviously, if we have experiences in the past that can carry over in a positive way, that's a good thing. That can help us. But Five of Cups is often those trauma responses, right? Five of Cups is like shame, regret. I feel like for a lot of you here, you were looking at how bad things ended in the past and used it as an excuse to not end things currently, okay? And I feel like you're learning now that that was, the word I'm hearing is a ruse, like a ruse. It's a facade. It's a false face that you were kind of wearing to try and protect yourself, but really you weren't protecting yourself. You were just putting off the hurt. Okay. Pain demands to be felt. Everything demands to be felt. You can't, the longer you put something off, it doesn't make that emotion any easier. It just makes it more cumbersome. Okay. Because your last two cards here are the Seven of Cups and the Ten of Swords in the reverse. I really feel like for a lot of you, I know this is hard to hear, but this is how it was meant to happen. A lot of you needed the road to be like fully cleared for you so that you could like literally take off running. High Priestess, bottom of the deck again. Some of you could be Pisces. You may have Pisces in your chart. But this is a very big, like, okay, the road is clear, get moving. It is a very positive new beginning, even though it's born of a very cruel end. Yeah, Five of Swords. I'm hearing don't let mean people derail you. I feel like that's what this kind of was. Like I said, it was an ending. Ooh, I just got chopped in the throat. It was an ending born of cruelty. And you kind of let mean people derail you a little bit here. You know, I think that a lot of you let these people, I'm hearing like earworm, you know, I feel like you let them get in and you let them talk and it affected you. Okay. Yeah, Five of Swords, Three of Wands, and the Magician here. Babe, it's time to spread your I said your rings. Maybe spread your rings, but also spread your wings, okay? I feel like with the Magician and the Three of Wands, you finally have the time, energy, and space to look at where your future is going, where you want it to go, what do you want it to look like, what do you want it to feel like. All of these things are so important for you right now, and I feel like it's the road is finally, I just keep hearing it, it's so clear and it's so open. You got to take advantage of it. Oh, I just got something in my eye. You got to take advantage of it now. I'm also hearing, obviously I will flush this out a little bit more for you, but you can't be afraid to leave your comfort zone. Okay, or to take a risk here. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune, Queen of Wands, and the King of Cups in the reverse. Sometimes, if you've been in any of collective of mine, or you listen to any of my readings, you've probably heard this before. Sometimes we have to strap a depend on and shit ourselves and do it. Okay, a lot of what's coming through here, wherever the next step is, the next phase is for you guys right now, it does involve kind of feeling the fear and doing it anyway. You know, strapping that. Sometimes we have to do things with a poopy diaper on, okay? If you think there are things that I have not done in my life with a poopy diaper on, you would be wrong. I've done a lot with a poopy diaper on, okay? This is like that fear of like, I want to approach someone in public. This is that moment where you're like, okay, they don't know me from Eve. I'm just going to do it because that's the worst thing that's going to happen. They're going to say no. You know, I feel like with the Queen of Wands here and the King of Cups in the reverse, you can't be afraid to go after what you want. Ace of Cups, bottom of the deck. Okay, don't be afraid to love what you love, and don't be afraid to be happy. Okay, with the Sun, obviously fear of happiness, fear of success is something you'll have to work on, but it starts by just, yeah, Four of Wands. It starts by committing to what you want and figuring out how to get there. Yeah, Eight of Wands, Four of Wands, Eight of Wands. You need to commit to the newness. You know, for a lot of you, like I said, you're so committed to the stories of the past that you're struggling to embrace the newness of the future, the way that you are moving now and the way you're going to continue moving in the future. You know, so keep, how do I say this? Like, because my guides are saying keep your eye on the prize, but like, I feel like they mean the goal here. You know, I feel like you're being very much encouraged to stay persistently, how do I say that? Like persistently on the goal, at the goal. I don't know how to say this. I'm like trying to figure out how to translate what they're giving me in English here. Like, thank you. Finally, persist towards your goal and keep going here. Okay. This is a moment of like, how committed are you? Eight of Cups, and sometimes that means we gotta walk away from things. Sometimes that means we have to leave things behind, and sometimes that means a messy breakup here, whether it's with a person or a company, a job, whatever this is here for you guys. It is part of the rights. I'm hearing like RITES, like the rights of something is like how you perform it. So part of the rights of like the future that you want is getting rid of things that are going to keep you from that future. Okay, let's get you an oracle card. This is the Angelarium. This is the oracle deck I use. I am obsessed with this deck. I use it all the time. So yeah, let's get into it. What's your advice? Can I get an Angelarium card for the advice for this collective, please? Thank you. Interesting. Interesting. Your advice is Gadriel, Angel of War. Interesting. Let me read it to you. Where is he? He is number 49 for those of you that are into numerology. Okay. This card is a reminder that you must be careful when offering yourself to a righteous cause. Blood draws a bright line. When committing yourself to violence, it's important to know why. There is no greater trust than following your fellows into battle, which is why it is important to interrogate that trust before the fighting starts. Once the bleeding begins, it may be difficult to staunch the flow. I feel like when Gadriel comes out, it is a reminder that some thresholds that we cross, we cannot come back from. Okay? Sometimes people perceive exits, leaving something behind, walking away, telling the truth about something as violent. As long as we are not out here playing Jack the Ripper and literally like being maliciously violent, if someone mistakes you setting a boundary and you crossing a threshold that you can't come back from as violence, make sure that you are confident about crossing that threshold, guys. Okay? I am going to leave that there for you. That's your collective today. That's your reading for today, guys. If this reading vibed with you, resonated with you, I couldn't think of the word, or my reading style resonates with you, please do consider liking and subscribing. We just hit 100 subscribers, so now we're on the way to 200 subscribers. If you guys would like to interact with me on a live basis, I do go live on Twitch 3 days a week, Wednesday and Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. EST, and then Saturday from 4 to 6 p.m. EST. So by the time this reading is posted, I should be live by then. So yeah, I hope to see you guys over on Twitch one of these days, and if not, it's okay. I will see you in the next video, all right? Bye!